What's up, everybody? It's the Martian Comic Hunter coming at you with another video. Hey, first off, I want to say thank you guys for the well wishes on my last vid. For those of you who don't know, I moved from Florida to California and made it okay. So thank you everybody for the well wishes on my last vid. Everything turned out great. I am in temporary living for the moment. My stuff is still in storage, and I still have separation anxiety from all my comics. It is what it is, but it's more of a, for me at least, confirmation that I'm in love with this hobby. I love the hobby. I love everything about it. When you have that anxiety of missing all your books, I think, like I said, it's just confirmation of you just loving the hobby, and I love everything about it. I love collecting it. I love making videos. I love sharing information. I love commenting on vids, watching vids. I just love the sport or the hobby in general. So cool beans there. I was able to go to a couple of comic shops over the last week. Haven't really found anything really worth picking up, other than a couple of new books. So let's get into it. The first kind of book that I picked up is The Oz Effect, Part 1. Also picked up Part 2. Sorry about the glare here, guys. New setup. Number 3. Number 4. And number 5. And here we get the reveal of who Dr. Oz is. For those of you who've read it, I'm sure you guys were pretty surprised on who the reveal was. For those of you who've not read it, I won't spoil it for anybody, but really kind of just recons Superman's origin, really going back to the beginning. So I think that's pretty interesting. I love what Jurgens did in this storyline, and really love what Rebirth has really done across all their titles. So really phenomenal job, and my hats off to DC for really putting out some great stories across their line. So it's pretty consistent. So cool beans there. The next book I managed to pick up again was Teen Titans number 12. Saw this one on the shelf. Surprised it's as popular as the Batman Who Laughs is right now. Just really surprised to still see this on the shelf for cover price. So pick that up along with the Batman Who Laughs number 1, a dark metal tie-in, and just a wicked cover. Just love the way this one's illustrated as well, and just wicked cover. I don't know what more to say about it other than it's just a phenomenal cover. Really, if you look at just eBay listings, if you really pair these two up, they're kind of going somewhere between 25 and 30 sold. So pretty consistent sales on these two books, particularly when you pair them up. So if you're looking to make a quick flip, if you do see a couple of these in your LCS, go ahead and pull the trigger and pick up multiple copies, and don't feel bad about it. The next one is Doomsday Clock. Picked up the lenticular, and again, there's a lot of people alluding to this is how you do a lenticular, and I agree. Just another one of those things that DC is doing better than Marvel, and lenticular covers are no different. So pick this one up along with the colored version of the midnight release. I did not, I shouldn't say I did not. The morning of the release, I guess there was a midnight release. I didn't go to it, but my comic shop actually had one. So when I went in the morning, they were sold out of pretty much everything, and I had to get on a list to pick up these two books. and they called me back several hours after I had just left and said, "Hey, we got a couple extra copies. You want them?" And I said, "Sure, no problem." Um, and I think that was pretty cool of them to kind of put me on a list and put these aside for me. So cool stuff there. Thank you very much. And also picked up the Punisher 218. This is a variant cover of the Netflix series. So those of you who've not seen the Netflix Punisher, I think it's phenomenal. I highly, highly suggest you watching it. As a matter of fact, I would probably rank this one second to Daredevil. I think Daredevil to me is the standard of how I rank Netflix series right now, and I think they're doing a pretty good job on their series. Didn't care too much about um, the Iron Fist nor the Luke Cage. And as a matter of fact, have not seen the Defenders because I just kind of lost interest based on those two series. But I'll continue to watch them. I don't know if I'll go back and watch the Defenders, to be quite honest with you, but definitely watching the Punisher and Daredevil. Which kind of, after watching the series, I just kind of went on a chase to find some variants, and decided to pull the trigger on this one. This one is a 1 in 50 Salvador LaRocca cover. I just think it's a freaking phenomenal piece. I think most people will look at number 2, the Opina cover, as being probably the most popular one, and I think during the Punisher release, everybody was chasing that one, which kind of opened up the gates a little bit to this number 1, as nobody was really looking at it. Did manage to pick up this beautiful piece. I think it's underrated. I don't know how many people know about this book, but I'm in love with it. I think it's a underrated, undervalued cover. It's a 1 in 50, and it's a number 1, and it's a Punisher beautiful Red Sun cover. So I think it's got a lot of things going on for it. Tell me what you guys think. Tell me what you guys know about this cover. I love it. As a matter of fact, I picked up not only a raw copy, but I managed to pick up a beautiful 9.8 CGC new cover or new label. So really happy about that. Sorry about the glare, guys. Just happy. I mean, did contact this seller. We agreed on a price and pulled the trigger. One thing I would say, guys, is contact the sellers and make a deal, strike a deal. I think when you contact a seller and shoot them a note and drop your name on it, it makes the transaction more personable, right? I think if you just hit best offer and shoot out a number, it's not personable, and you're likely to get the seller coming back at a different price and or not respond. I believe if you just contact the seller and say, "Hey, really interested in this book, it's what's your bottom dollar," and you work out a deal behind the scenes rather than just pushing the best offer button. To me, I've managed to reduce prices significantly because of that. And so there's something to be said about you contacting a seller and making a deal. Because to be honest with you, there's going to be several times when the seller doesn't contact you, doesn't want to send you extra pictures. And I move on from there because there's something going on and or they're hiding. And I don't want to do business with those individuals that don't have time to send extra pictures and or reply to a simple question. You know what I mean? And if you can't do that, then I'm not going to put my money on you. So I highly recommend you guys do that. Contact the seller, work out a deal behind the scenes, and then shoot that best offer, and they'll accept. So So just my little 2 cents there. The other cover or the other book that I was chasing and or watching was this Red She-Hulk number 58. Um, this was a listing that they had for several weeks. As a matter of fact, um, three unsuccessful listings, and every time the seller would relist it, he or she would drop their price. And after the third time, I put in a best offer and they accepted. So clearly, sometimes it's good to kind of wait and not be impatient and pull the trigger right away. Sometimes you have to, depending on what the book is. Um, but this one itself, I think part of why people didn't make an offer was the seller was new. I think they had maybe under 20 or 25, 30, something like that listings, or positive feedback, which is pretty low, which kind of makes people think, wow, what am I getting into? But I took the risk, and I think it paid off. It came with this 58 Scotty Young variant, this Ed McGuinness 58 variant, and the book I was chasing was clearly the 58 Greg Horn, which I think is just a phenomenal, beautiful cover. So it does pay off, and this one is it's in a pretty good grade. It's a 9.6. I think some of the defects that I see here are minor and or pressable. Don't know if I will crack this and resubmit. I may. Really thinking about that because it really significantly jumps the price in the hundreds of dollars from a 9.6 to a 9.8, surprisingly enough. But really happy and stoked about getting this Red She-Hulk. As a matter of fact, I made my 2018 list already, and this was one of them. So happy to get really a book off my 28 list already. So cool beans there. Guys, I think this is going to be the end of my hauls for 2017. Really happy about my channel. I think I'm coming up on a year anniversary here pretty shortly. So thank you guys for all your comments, your thumbs up, your commentary, more importantly, your friendship. So thanks. I hope everybody has a wonderful Christmas and Happy New Year, and we will see you guys on the next haul.